common question that keeps getting asked. I have addressed this in the past, so let's address it again. What tickets do I need to get on a mine? A birth certificate. That's it. A birth certificate. Seriously. And I'm not fucking joking. I'm not pulling your dick. It's a birth certificate. Because you can have whatever tickets you want, and just about, I'm going to say all mine sites, but people in the comments will come at me. The majority of mine sites will not recognise a ticket from any other company than themselves. Standard 11 is kind of like a thing of the past. It's one of these money grabs. I don't know why this fucking TikTok thing has my beard shaking. Standard 11 is a thing of the past. I think it is coming back into now, so I'm not going to say don't go and get one. If you've already got one, well, so be it. But I've just done inductions onto 2 new mine sites now, and it was my medical and my boiler making certificate. That was it. That was all that they asked for, was my trade certificate and a medical. And I will also guarantee that along with your standard 11 comes with your chest x-ray, etc., that you're paying for out of your own pocket. And your standard 11 is going to come into, and correct me if I'm wrong, about $2,000, and the mine isn't going to accept it anyway. It is one thing that absolutely shits me to tears. Like, you would not believe how much diarrhea, shit this fucking gives me. But when I said we got inducted onto a couple of new mines, I had to do a separate medical for each one of them mines because the one medical wasn't good enough for both of them mines. And then you could have a civilian fucking digger ticket, but you'll go onto that mine site and their instructor, whatever you want to call him, will go, we don't recognise that, mate. You've got to sit our competency test. You can go and buy your own high-vis shirt, and your own high-vis trousers and your own boots, etc., and some mines are going to say, nah, mate, wrong type, can't use them. So the best piece of advice, like I always say, is find out what mine you want to work on and apply at that mine, and they will tell you what they want. Even dump truck drivers, there's a bloke in a central Queensland coast underneath Bundaberg, higher than Tin Can Bay, in and around that area, who sells these dump truck tickets. And honestly, he'll charge you fucking $5,000 for a dump truck ticket. And when you go to a mine site, they just go, oh, what do you want to drive? Oh, dump truck. And they'll just throw you in Joey seat for a couple of days with another operator, and bang, you're driving a dump truck. And like I addressed this on the live this morning, if there's people in Australia who aren't working, they don't want to work. Because currently, if you were to move, I can speak of this of Mount Isa. You could move to Mount Isa what would you call it? Unannounced. You could move to Mount Isa unannounced, get to town at 12 o'clock lunchtime and be going to work the very next day on a mine site. I would imagine Cloncurry would be the same. I would imagine, I know the chances of getting onto a coal mine are a little bit different and a little bit more involved. But I know damn well that if you were to move to Mount Isa, you would have gainful employment on a mine site within 24 hours maximum. And all these people who say that I want to get into FIFO, just apply for the job, mate. This is not angry at you or anyone like that. People who want to get into FIFO jobs, there will be pages upon pages of them. But by far the best idea is just, if you're a single person and you've got the fucking $10 coin underneath your belt, move to a mining town. And I've said this over and over and over and over again, is that you'll make more money as a tradesman in the city than what you will in a mining, just period. You'll get them analytical jobs. Back in the early 2000s up to a couple of years ago, yeah, there were tradesmen making hundreds of thousands of dollars. The city wages are about the same nowadays without the rigmarole of being away from friends and family. But if you're a 20-year-old who's just left school and you want to get into the mines, one, I'm going to advise not to. Just go and find yourself first. Because if you start in the mines at 20, you're not going to get out of there, which is a real shit show. You use the mines for a fucking big boost in your... Have an exit plan. I worked drive in, drive out for 3 years. That was my plan. I always was going to just do fucking 3 years and that was it. It was game over. I was going to work suburban. And I did. I worked suburban. And then I moved to Mount Isa and I work suburban. I live in town. So yeah, what tickets do you need? Birth certificate, mate. Driver's license will be handy because to get a job on a dump truck driver, apparently you need a HR, but like in reality, a HR license covers you up to fucking 10 ton, where a dump truck's fucking 40 ton starting weight. But in reality, mate, it's like it's the difference of what you want to do, and the tickets that you need are like saying you want to work at Woolies in the deli or you want to work at Woolies in the bakery. They are going to teach you how they want stuff done. And you're probably not a long-term follower and you probably haven't shown up in my lives over the last couple of things. We've got a series underway that we're going to chase copper from ground, from the mine to the transport to crushing to extraction to electrolysis of the copper to stripping the copper. We're going to do a complete series. And that's going to cover, I think, about 4 different mining companies, and we're going to have the managers of each mine in them TikToks. And that will do a series of from each of them managers on how do we get into that job. Because I know damn well, Mount Isa on the news is losing 1,500 when they close underground. 1,500 jobs are going to be gone. Of them 1,500 jobs, about 700 have already gone. So, but they were instantly absorbed. George Fisher Mine up the road are screaming for people. They could do with another 1,000 people. There's a new mine opening up at Cloncurry. There's a new mine opening up north, halfway between Lady Annie and Lady Loretta, and they're going to want 500 people. So if you want to get into the mining industry, mate, from cleaner to fucking manager, move to a mining town and ask the people who you want to work for what qualifications you need. But it's a big life change. It's a fucking big life change. This is the part that gets most people, is that they move from the city, move to a mining town, and they can't quite work out that for me to go and see my mum, who lives on the Queensland-New South Wales border, southwestern Queensland, it's a 2-day drive, 2,400k drive to go to Brisbane, 900 k's to go to fucking Townsville. So if you're not used to remoteness, getting into the mine, most mines are remote, mate. And you see a lot of people think that Blackwater's remote, 2 hours away from the coast. Try Cloncurry, it's 8 hours away from the coast. Mount Isa, 9 hours away from the coast. You've got to be cut out for it, mate. It's not a job for everyone. Believe me when I say that, it's not a job for everyone. And the only other advice I will give you in regards to being a greenskin on a mine, don't sharpen your pencil in a pencil sharpener that's at work. That's the most important piece of advice for mining. Do never ever sharpen your pencil sharpener. Never ever sharpen your pencil in a pencil sharpener at the place that you work at. Period. So if you're here for 9 minutes and 20 seconds so far, hashtag call your mate, see a professional, have a heart, spread the shit around.